So got it. Okay. Go. It is on. You're on. All right. We are streaming live. Let's get it going. All right. Live out of, well, I would say out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Jersey Boys coming up. Live out of, I'm actually in the Dallas, Texas area. I'm in an area called Grand Oaks or something like that. But in Dallas, I'm surrounded by Cowboy fans all over the place. Hopefully my buddy Ryan joins us. And from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, my fraternity brother John. Welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, hosted by Byron Jones and Victor Arocho. Can't even say my last name.
That's a shame.
Brought to you by the Sportscast. Today's June 16th, 2022. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to all our channels on the Sportscast, in all your channels, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, and iTunes. If you are an iTunes, subscribe to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk. Please leave us a rating and a review. It'll help us out tremendously. And don't forget Joker Prize, the Sports Plus show. Prior, when is that? Every Saturday morning? Saturday morning, I think at 11 o'clock. We're streaming live on YouTube and on Facebook. And we are getting ready to go. We're pretty hot here. I'm getting ready for the game. At least it's early for me here because I'm an hour behind. And we got a lot to talk about. So Mr. Byron put some good stuff together. But I'm excited to talk about a lot of things. So, Mr. Byron, how we doing there?
Doing wonderful. How are you?
Man, listen to me, brother. I got, who did I meet? I met somebody who graduated from University of Tulsa. Was it on a plane or something? I was telling them about my co-host, and I talked about you, coming to my show. By the way, just so you know, I already got like 3 more subscribers today. I'm here for sad situation. I just want to get into that. Just something to take care. It's just a shout out to the Jane family. My got 30 years. Vic Jane. They lost their son, and he's like a brother to me. God bless them and their family. But I'm here in Dallas. Dallas fans. So at University of Tulsa, I told them about you. They're like, oh, excited that somebody else from Oklahoma. You've been coming around me lately, Byron, from either business or just other pieces. So I just always make sure I give you a shout out, Byron.
Yeah, don't put my name too much out there, Tulsa, because I might have like a warrant or something. I'm not too sure. It might have a warrant, something floating out there.
That's why I stayed away from Chicago for 30 years.
So the best way to say that is as we're broadcasting live through the public, okay. And right now we're surpassing over 500 plus of subscribers. So that just keeps adding up. So you want to do what you want to do. I'm just saying. Number one. Number two. Every time you see someone, John, Uncle Nick,
Uncle Eric.
No, there's an ick in there. Eric. Remind them, man, grab the iPhone, get the podcast, download Jersey Boys, tell them to follow, leave a review. Anybody that has a thing, get them to do it. Once they hear it, they'll see it, they'll love it. Boom, that's there. So Byron, you guys are both in Pennsylvania. Let me tell you something. I was on the plane early this morning. I don't know why I'm fired up. I guess for the game, for the show, because I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. I was going to get somebody else to do it. But I'm on the plane leaving Miami early this morning, and the captain goes, it's going to be 100 degrees Fahrenheit in Texas. I'm like, I'm leaving Florida to go to 100 degrees. I don't care what you say. Oh, it's dry heat. It's 100 degrees.
It's hot.
It's hot. So I don't want to share with you. I don't care what you say about Florida. I don't remember. We don't get to 100 degrees. We're always in the 90s. I'm not 100, like Texas and Phoenix. But so how's it going over there, Byron? No shoveling, no snow.
The weather's great. It's been 80s, 90s. It was a big thunderstorm this morning. I thought I was going to be. I was a little afraid this morning. I thought I had to crawl up under the covers because it was kind of loud.
4 a.m. 4 a.m. That sucker hit.
Oh yeah, it was a little rough. And I was sitting in the man cave looking out the window. I could see a bolt of light to strike somewhere not too far.
I had the 2 four-legged parasites jump on the bed.
I also want to welcome to our show. John Ronnenberg, my fraternity brother. He's living in Pennsylvania.
Actually, Delaware. In Delaware, my friend.
In Delaware. All right. Yeah. In Delaware. So we're live from Delaware, too. Huge Bronco fan, a Colorado fan. And so he always brings some nice commentary, color. Now they got used to being on the show, and he's not like sweet talking Byron anymore.
No. Byron killed that.
So now, yeah, that took him.
And Byron, I got the apple juice tonight.
Apple juice.
You lost weight. You look good, though. You lost some weight, though.
I have. I've actually been stuck at like 240 for like 2 months now. I can't get below 240. It's killing me.
Yeah, it's the worst, man, once you get to those levels. But
yeah.
Welcome to the show, John.
Thank you.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We got the finals are going to be happening as soon as the show's finished too. So let's get right into it. I had some Dallas fans that had made some comments. I'll make up a little later. All right, so Byron, we're going to get into some of the pieces that you have, but I just want to kind of go in like we normally do in order. So we're going to talk about the New York Giant playmakers who must deliver for Daniel Jones this season, right? So tell me who you think those players are.
Well, we know the one guy is Saquon Barkley. Has to be, well, and be Saquon of his rookie year when, he caught all those passes, ran for all those yards. Everything, the way they were running, what they were talking about and mini camp, that a lot of stuff, they're going to run through him. So he's going to get plenty of action, this year, as long as he's well, as long as the line blocks. If the line don't block, it'll be just like it's been the last 4 or 5 years. You get the ball, and next, 2-3 yards in the backfield, he's getting hit. But they're trying to get him out in space. If he gets out in space, you got a 225, 230-pound running back. It's going to be that's a load to bring down by yourself.
All right, that's player one.
Player two, Mr. Kenny Galladay, the one that we gave the $72 million. What's my new word for him? The other fragile guy. He's fragile too.
So is Barkley.
Not as fragile. Well, you figure they paid.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's keep going.
So it's Kenny Galladay, but he's all broke up. He had the red vest, the red jersey. Don't touch me. But they're paying him $72 million. He's a 6'4" wide receiver that basically is good in the red zone. For Daniel Jones, where he can go up and get it, contested catches, but he has to be well first before he can do anything. Now,
let me ask you a question though before you go to the next one. You mentioned Saquon. Okay, yes, I agree with Saquon, but I mean, it may be easy, but I just want to ask it anyways. We know that we're moving him out a little bit more. Where would you like to see him the most productive, or just be productive, period?
Just be productive, period. Between running the ball, and catching the ball. Yes.
And John, the reason why I mentioned is last week we talked about is they're doing a lot of packages where he's becoming more in the receiving positioning than in the running. I'll get to you on that. Like, hey, Byron, keep going. Next one.
Darius Toney, the other fragile wide receiver we have. Let's see, his leg hurts, his knee. He had microfracture.
Time out. Let's stay focused. You said who are the playmakers that must deliver? He has to deliver, right?
He's one of them. Yes.
He's one of them that has to deliver.
Yes.
My feeling with him is he can deliver. It's just that I don't trust him. So let's just keep going through that because John's going to make a few comments on these guys too. So we got him, and then the last one you got is that guy is doing really well.
Yes, he's a little guy. He's not big, but he's supposed to be tough as nails. And they're going to use him as not like a gadget guy, but running the ball, in the backfield, slot in the backfield. No, not the way they use him. Not like that. He's gonna be more like a I don't want to say this, the Tyreek Hill kind of thing.
Okay, we got to talk about that one. All right, John, go ahead. What you got? All right. So when we started with Saquon, you had something to say about Saquon. So.
Yeah, you have Saquon out okay, that's like using Terrell Davis to be a receiver instead of running up the gut, which is where Barkley should be going. Okay, I'm not even sure he can still catch a pass. I mean, but hey, it's easy to catch passes when you're on the trainer's table. Galladay, on the other hand.
Wait a second. Wait, no. Okay, good. I'm going to go. I'll answer your piece. Go ahead.
Okay. Galladay, yeah, you know what? He can go for some balls, tall dude. But once again, it's hard to do that when you're on the trainer's table. Now, the third guy, I don't know much about him. I'll be honest with you. I've heard good things, but you're right. Those three need to do something. I'm not going to, but they have to play. And, as an outsider, it's like, well, are they gonna?
Tony is his other name is Young Joker. He's a rapper.
Okay, yeah.
There you go. I'm sure you listen to his music.
Yeah. That's what I'm all about.
He dances to it. All right, so let me get this. Let me go back to. Let's go to John. First of all, for me, I know it's players, but I look at them as a unit. You said this last week as the unit, Byron. Number one is the offensive line. Is the guy. That's it. They got to perform. Right? And we know we've been building from inside and out. So if we had to start, I would start first offensive line. You got to perform better, at least 30-40% better than you have been in over the last couple of years. And
10% would be an improvement for that offensive line.
But we built it. It's been pretty good. Byron's been building the charts up. It's been looking pretty good. They have to deliver, because if they don't deliver, it's going to be harder for Saquon, right? And just for Daniel Jones and everything. So that's number one. Number two, I agree with Saquon. So 1, 2, John. The only thing I don't agree with you in your comparison of Saquon and Terrell Davis.
No, there's no comparison. I mean,
you compare. So therefore, you got to stop now.
Okay.
You got to stop. I'm gonna put you on mute. You're gonna stop. So here's the deal. Okay, you compared them. So I don't care whether you want to say this.
All right.
You did it. I did it. You brought up Terrell. He's a Bronco, figures. You brought him up. Two different types of players. Totally different. Terrell Davis was no joke. That dude had muscles on his ears. I mean, he was awesome. Okay, it was a great team too. That team was good in general. So let's not confuse it. Terrell Davis benefited from a really good team. Okay.
Oh, really good offensive line.
And a good offensive line. Okay.
Yep.
Little fellas. They were all little fellas.
He was also really good. So that comparison I don't like. Okay. So I don't even think it's close. All right. So let's get that out. I'm gonna throw that one out. I got it to me. 2, Saquon has to deliver. He does have to run. But right now, from my perspective, John, and I think Byron, I mentioned this the other day, we need him productive and healthy. So, in my opinion, I'll go back to you now. In my opinion, right? If Saquon is productive and can stay healthy through the whole season, okay, that's a win. Regardless of whether you're using him like a Terrell Davis or you're using him like the old school San Francisco running backs, who really cares, right? Because let me tell you something. Byron asked me this question the other day. Victor, you're a defensive back. Would you want that guy coming at you? I go, well, here's the difference between that guy coming at me. If I'm a defensive back and I'm covering him as a receiver, I don't care who it is. If I'm a defensive back and he's doing a wheel route and catches it, and is in stride, now we got a problem. Okay, because that's a big dude coming at me. Okay, so all I'm saying, does that make sense? The difference between those two, manning up with a receiver guy.
I'll give you my response,
and I'm gonna give one after you.
Okay, so my point being is I need him productive, and I don't care as long as he's getting the ball in his hands and he's getting positive yards and they're freeing up Daniel Jones to look deep, right? That's where he's performed his best. Okay.
Here's the problem with what you just said there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
First of all, two very similar body styles.
Who?
Barkley because Barkley is not a small guy, as you said. You got that 240 muscle guy coming at you. That was kind of like Terrell. Okay, number one. Number two, all the packages they're running right now, all the stuff they're saying is they're giving away the game plan to whoever's going to play the Giants first or whoever's going to play the Giants, period. So they now know that you have to put a faster linebacker out there to cover Barkley to line up against him. All right. Whereas if you had an offensive line, you could let Barkley do what Barkley should do, and that's run between the tackles. I understand what you're saying where you want him to be productive. I get that. But is going to be productive in a way that's really going to help the team. If you're going to an all-passing team, that really makes you one-dimensional. You don't have a running game unless you have Barkley running between the tackles or even running a sweep. I don't care. Because he ran a couple nice sweeps the last 2 years before my leg. All right. That's my response. Byron?
Go ahead.
Now I'm going to cover the Denver Broncos real quick. Who was the head coach back in the day when they won? It was Mike Shanahan, right?
Right.
That was the father of the zone read, and they always had a great offensive line coach. They always had a great offensive line coach. And even after Terrell Davis left, they still had guys constantly and continually getting 1,000 yards. So
no, that is true. They had a lot of running backs.
They had a whole bunch of them after him. I'm not saying he's a great, Hall of Fame running back and everything. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He went back to back with him. Absolutely great back. But was he a product of the system? Because they had him, Cleveland Gary and a bunch of other running backs. Landis Gary run for 1,000 yards after he left. So the combination of offensive line coach, and the head coach.
Right. Well, so
2 different types of players.
So then, why are we talking about the Barkley as? We want him to do well. Obviously, I like the kid, Penn State kid, good kid. But why have they still not addressed the offensive line? If this is where we're going with that, and you say they've been building within, why not go out and do what other successful teams have done and take offensive linemen from other teams that are free agents?
But let's not get off too much topic. Okay, I understand what you're saying. I'm coming from, at least me. I don't speak for Byron, but I think we're on similar pages. Is that one? It's not like our old school Giants where we had like 4 or 5 backs and we just put them in and they were going, right? Number one. Number two is we need to – I think they need to spread the offense because you just said they haven't improved the offensive line as much. We're doing everything we possibly can. We're still going against some pretty good defensive lines 2 times a year, right? In the NFC East, okay? So – You want to keep them healthy. So if you're making them run between the tackles with a line that we all agree that we're not sure how good is, that's way more dangerous than getting him out and getting some swing passes to him, getting him a little open, also giving Daniel Jones confidence. This is also about Daniel Jones, right? Daniel Jones gets some positive movement in the line. It helps him, right? That's where I see where I like it. I don't want to see Barkley Saquon Barkley get hurt again. Byron?
Exactly. You want to get him out in space. When he was effective as his rookie year, he had I think he had 91 passes. He caught 91 passes his rookie year. He was effective because they put him in space. And with Kafka and Dable, bringing the Kansas City offense and the Buffalo offense, they try to get their playmakers in space. So hopefully they can do that with this whole group of fragile players.
Yeah. And one last piece I would add to this is that every time we look at the chart of the receivers for the Giants, they're actually pretty good. The problem is 50% of them never play.
50%? No, it's more than 50%.
I'm being generous. So if I can get Barkley as another receiver, as a threat, maybe it can keep them healthy and we could have something. So we're going to move on, but that was the point. I just wanted to go the comparison a little bit different. You brought them up. We didn't. I think, we want to have them in that space. And I love Terrell Davis, but they had a good team, man. You guys were rocking.
Yeah,
so,
but
you guys had good, your receivers were rocking. You had everything.
The Giants
rocking,
had the chance, had the talent to do something similar. The big problem is the guy behind center. I'm sorry. I know that you guys want to see.
You're killing
I know you guys. I know you guys have the
now you're darting Byron
stuff
already.
You're
Byron, not. But I want Byron to do good. Byron predicted him to be a star.
I'm saying he's going to be a star.
It was Byron. Yep,
that's right.
Byron.
It's me.
Clear with that, John.
No, I was there.
I got it written down.
Yes, he's going to be a star. I'm going to keep saying it to him.
Okay, and I hope he is. All right, let's move on. Okay, so then playmakers that should be delivered. Saquon Barkley named the player who should be on the trade block. I heard that, but then when I read that was a false. It was a false title because I saw that, and then when you read the article, it never addressed it like that.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying that's what I saw.
no, but I'm just saying I'm just throwing this out there. If Daniel Jones is not playing well, if Saquon Barkley is playing well, and the Giants are 0-7, going into before the trade deadline, you gotta make that move. You can probably get a second or third round pick for him, trade him to, and we're saying to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That would be a good pick. Picking them up.
You're gonna get Vic turned on. You keep talking like that, all right, Byron? Because that's more for Brady right there.
Yeah, but you gotta understand there's a big difference for
Brady. The ones they were hooking them up with.
I don't care about. Look,
put Barkley behind.
I don't want to lose Barkley. Period. That's the bottom line.
Let him play QB.
I wouldn't want him to. I'm just saying. I'm not disagreeing with Byron's saying, but it won't excite me.
If they have a
losing
record,
Tampa based in his scenario, that means we're doing that bad.
Yes.
Right. And that's a problem for me. So I wouldn't want that.
Or think of another team. Another team that always wants to trade for people, the Los Angeles Rams. Look at him behind that line, or Rams, or the Chargers, huh?
Yeah, they ain't got any money left.
For some way, somehow, yeah, but he's going to be on I think he's making $7.2 million. He's still on his rookie contract, but it ain't going to cost him that much. You figure you just rent him. You're just renting him for the rest of the year, and they think that by getting him, and that's to push them to get to the Super Bowl. Hey.
The checks will still come from the Giants.
Let's just hope, but let's hope that doesn't happen. If Barkley's having a good season, in my opinion, I don't think they're gonna. My belief is they won't trade him. Now that's the because it's also pride in the ownership. They picked him. They thought he would be good. He's been hurt for so long. Now, if he's doing well, they're not going to get rid of a good running back.
But why is he get hurt? Because of the offensive line.
They want to
get a second or third round pick for him before the trade deadline. Don't think this guy will pull the trigger.
Ain't doing well. We're going to need a quarterback.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other story. That's another whole.
Hey, you had a chance to have Drew Lock, guys.
A pass.
All right, so now we want to get into boom, boom, boom. New York Giants, playmakers, all righty. And then Byron, Lawrence Taylor was voted best defensive player ever.
Was the PFF, the analyst, because they have one guy that descended that stood there. He picked, what was the guy? Maurice Jones-Drew picked Deion Sanders, one. I think he put totally different. He picked Aaron Donald 2 and Lawrence Taylor number 3.
Yeah, that's why it's Maurice Drews-Jones.
Yeah.
And Maurice Drews-Jones can only say that because he never played against Lawrence Taylor.
I can't go against that.
Lawrence Taylor changed the game, man.
Yeah.
He made what a left tackle paid now. He changed the game. That was the most dominant football player ever in any era. Yeah. In my opinion, because football ain't one. Granted, there things are different with how the receivers and the defensive backs and all that kind. It's a quarterback league. It doesn't. A guy like Lawrence Taylor would thrive in any era, in my opinion.
He was a football player.
If I had the same Lawrence Taylor, a young Lawrence Taylor right now on the Giants, right? Going against any of those top quarterbacks, Brady included, he's still going to eat them up.
Yeah, but the way they have the penalties and the way they do, that's where they might get in with that.
But he's still, he never did anything that he's going to sack you. He's going to hit you hard. I mean, hard. And I just think that he has everything you could possibly: speed, size, smack, persona. I mean, he was just one of a kind. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of guys. Like Singletary was a great linebacker. I mean,
Eric Thomas was a great one. There was a bunch of them.
I mean, there's a lot of look, that whole linebacking crew. Remember, we could also say the same thing we were saying with Terrell Davis, that
That
Lawrence
Bears
Taylor
crew
also
was-
had a pretty good crew, man. Harry
Yeah.
Carson, who it is? Harry
Van
Carson.
Pelt,
They were awesome.
Yep, they were.
Those guys were awesome, right?
Yep.
But Lawrence Taylor, who was number 2?
as far as
You said number 1. Was there a ranking, or they just picked one?
they just picked almost a whole bunch of rankings. I just worried about him. Everybody else, because they're saying like with Aaron Donald that he's won. I think he's won 3 Defensive Players of the Year. That if he wins one more, because Taylor won 3, that people might put him in a discussion as far as the best defensive lineman or defensive defensive player ever.
The only problem I had with Donald is that he won. He was dominant, but I never saw Lawrence Taylor quiet for a quarter.
No.
Donald had to wake up in the second half in 2 major games.
Yep.
Yeah, but you got 2. I play defensive tackle too, and you got the center, the guard. You got all these other people. You got a lot of stuff out there. Most of the time with LT, what did he have? He had the offensive tackle to worry about, maybe a running back, maybe a tight end every now and then. Aaron Donald's getting hit by 2-3 people every single play.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Maurice Jones-Drew real quick. I'm going to call up Sirius NFL Radio tomorrow, and they need to do a drug test because
did he get in trouble?
Here's my thing too. Yes, Dion, great player, but was he the best corner of all time? I don't even think he ranks as the best corner of all time.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll vote the best corner for his name.
I will go with
Nobody.
Champ Bailey. I'll go with Darryl Reed as far as just a pure corner, not anything else. I think those guys are better corners. So
no, none of them, not even close.
All right.
Now he won't be the best defensive player because he couldn't impact the. I don't think it's harder for a cornerback to impact a game as much of a Lawrence Taylor or guys in the line in the middle. You know what I mean? They're always in it. You know what I mean? When you play corner, right? You're definitely giving your defense the thrill of shutting down an entire side of the field, but there's a whole other side of the field being played by the other guys.
Yeah, Champ Bailey did it. Champ Bailey did the same thing.
I think everybody you mentioned is good. I'm not saying that they're great. I'm not saying that.
I'm just saying they're better than Dion.
Not even close. They're not even close. Dion's won 2 Super Bowls.
That doesn't make him a great corner.
Nope.
Hold on. Let me finish my piece.
Just means he has
Number 1.
Okay.
And look how many he's got. Look what he's done. He's got more yardage every time he touched the ball. He had more yardage. If you threw the ball and he touched it, you had to worry of him scoring. How many returns he has to touchdown?
If he touched it.
Because they wouldn't throw his way.
They didn't throw Champ Bailey's way.
I'm a Dion fan. Yeah, but
let's table this for another discussion.
I'm telling you right now. I'll go look it up. There is no way you had to fear Dion not because he can just cover a guy, is because if he gets the ball in his hand, you have a problem. You didn't worry like that with Champ Bailey. What do you mean? He had a lot of interceptions.
Here's another one, Darryl Green. What about him? He did it for a long time.
Green was awesome and one of the fastest guys, but he still didn't return a lot of touchdowns.
Are you sure?
He didn't. He covered guys phenomenal. He was a great quarterback. He wasn't a guy. You were worried about throwing his way. In that. And what made Dion, in my opinion, difference, you were not only worried about throwing in Dion direction, you were worried that if you threw it and he got the interception, that was a major problem for you. You didn't have that same worry with the other guys.
Yeah, you did. All those guys. All those guys. All of them.
See, Byron, this is why you and me, we may go apart from time to time, but Vic always brings us right back together.
Right back together.
Yep.
Yeah, I bring you back together because neither one of you played defensive back.
Oh,
keep going.
Keep it moving.
Yes, and don't go now. Deion Sanders is the best. I don't care, and I liked Lester Hayes. I like all those guys. By far is the best.
Another guy,
Lewis Wright,
Mel Blount. There's
Yes.
a ton of names you can throw out there. Nobody
Of
threw
course
it.
you can. I mean, John Lynch was a great a free safety. But none
We're
of
not
these
talking
guys-
safeties. We're talking corner.
I understand that.
Corner.
I
Mel
am
Blount.
just telling you.
Mel Blount locked down the
Yep.
whole one side too. Nobody, they wouldn't throw over there. They wouldn't even want to run
Deion
over there with
Sanders
that.
is the only player to play in a World Series in a Super Bowl.
Whatever, man.
Oh my God!
You just
Wait, hold on.
reaching now.
We're talking baseball
I
now.
don't even understand you guys.
Baseball.
Baseball, really? Come on, man.
Let's
Oh
move
my
on. Come on.
God.
Move on.
Okay.
Come on.
Best defensive back. I'm gonna come guns blazing next week.
Mel Blount.
Mel Blount.
Loose right.
Mel Blount. Hold on. All
Lombardi.
So
Lombardi. Oh my God. You are a little bit older than me though, Byron. I'll give you that one.
Little bit.
Little bit.
oh my God! I can't. Okay, here. All right, let's go. Deion Sanders is the best quarterback. Okay, Saquon Matt. Okay, top defensive. So we got top defensive lines, top offensive lines, right? So let's go here, and I'll show you a screen. All righty. So let's go. All right, for our listeners, we are now showing what Byron has here is the best offensive defensive lines of 2002. He's got the Rams. Wow, you got the Commanders up there again.
But they got 3 number 1 picks. They got 3 number 1 picks on the defensive line. 3. So yes, they're very
guys
good.
that were there last year, though, right?
Well, you figure Chase Young was hurt last year too.
All right.
But Payne and
you got the Buccaneers up there?
Yes, even without Sue and JPP.
Why they're not there?
No, they didn't
You don't
sign with them. No, JPP might be under Baltimore, and Sue is still being Sue floating around somewhere.
And even without those two, you got them up there?
Yes, they reloaded too.
Who were they replacing those two with?
The one kid from Washington, Tryon. So he's got a long name, Tryon something. And he was real good. He's very good.
And Sue, I mean, let's face it. What has he done lately? I mean, seriously.
He's a big body, though. He blocks.
He's a big body.
He's a big body,
in other
but
words,
he can run around a big body.
He plugs. Yeah, but you running around is what we.
That's a lot of running around.
There's a lot of
In other
running
words,
around. I'll be tired.
in other words, come on, man. As a linebacker and a defensive back, I want you running around. I don't want you running north and south. When
And the other guy,
you got to go east and west.
And the other guy too, Vita. That's another big boy in the middle too.
That guy's good. So look, you got in the top 10, you got 2 NFC teams.
Yeah,
And
Philadelphia Eagles.
That's scary for the Giants. Okay,
Yes.
You got the Eagles at number 9, and you got the Cowboys at 21. So that's pretty low. And you got the Giants at 22.
Right
So,
behind.
Okay. So you got the Cowboys. Oh, you're just talking about defensive line.
Just the defensive line, just the big guy, just the wide bodies.
The big bodies. All right. John, what do you got? So, right, guys, for our listeners, what Byron's put together is 2022 top defensive lines. He's got 1 is the Rams, 2 is the Commanders. That's even losing Von Miller. 3, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 9, 2 is Washington Commanders. Number 5, Tampa Bay. Is that right? 5 or is that in
5? I put 5 because I know you're a Tampa Bay fan.
9 the Eagles, and 21 and 22 is the Cowboys and the Giants. Who do you have, John? Anyone that you think that should be there that isn't? Maybe the top 5 you can think of. Excuse me.
Did he freeze?
Hello, John? You freeze? I think you froze. Are you there, Byron?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I think John's apple juice froze him.
Up at the line.
I just let him back in. John, you frozen, man. You got to pay your internet bill. All right, he's coming in. All right, let's go. All right, so
What's out to the line, man? I gave you that too.
top offensive lineman. Okay, so here, top offensive line. John, you frozen.
Yeah, my whole system went.
All right, hold on a second. So go ahead. While we're going, what do you got for top offensive line, John?
Wow. I haven't looked at
Defensive
offensive
line,
lines,
defensive.
but I hate to
All right,
say it.
let's go to offensive line.
There you go.
Top offensive line.
I would go with that right there. That's a great offensive line.
That is number one.
Yeah,
Really?
For the NFL. Yes.
All right, so then what's the quarterback's name again? Fields? No, not Fields.
Come on, man. Jalen Hurts, man. Come on. Man.
Jalen Hurts. I can't remember his name. Jalen Hurts better perform. You got the offensive line. You got the Cowboys at 6, 15. Giants are 18.
Right in the middle.
Hey, they moved up.
They moved up a lot. That offensive. If Andrew Thomas, because he's still recovering, he has an ankle problem, and hopefully it doesn't linger through the whole season. But if he performs, and Neal, Alabama kid, is going to be okay. He's going to be all right. And if they just perform just a little bit better, yes, they're going to be just fine.
All right. So for the NFC East, we got Byron's got ranked the Eagles number 1 in offensive line. Their starting lineup would be Jordan Mailata.
Yep. He's a singer too. He sings. He is huge.
So he's going to do a chorus with Kadarius Jones. Left guard Landon Dickerson. Center Jason Kelsey. Right guard Isaac Sumalo.
Yep.
Right tackle Lane Johnson. That's Philadelphia Eagles. He's got them as the number 1 offensive line. He's got the Cowboys at number 6, which is interesting. Projected started lineup for the Cowboys: left tackle Tyron Smith, Tyler Smith is left.
University of Tulsa.
Center, University of Tulsa.
That's right. University of Tulsa guy. Go TU.
Center is Tyler Biadasz. Right guard Zach Martin. Right tackle is Terrence Steele, number 6. He's got the Commanders at number 15. I'm not even going there, guys. And you got the 18 is the Giants that name are 18. I'll take 18 out of the teams. I'll take 18.
And
right.
We got your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Left tackle, left guard Shane Lemieux, John Feliciano, center. Latino. Right guard Mark Glowinski, and right tackle Evan Neal. Evan Neal's the rookie, no? So Alabama. That's for you, Justin. And then at number 4, this is pretty good. You got number 4. You got Tampa. So you got Tampa at what? Number 5 defensive line. Number 4 at offensive line.
Yes, they're loaded up. They're loading up.
That's pretty good. You got Detroit tying the Lions with a good.
If you look at Detroit, the guys that Detroit has drafted over the last, dude, they're loaded. They have a great number 3 offensive line. This is for my cousin, the big time Detroit line.
The problem is execution.
Goff.
Yeah.
Well, look, Goff is a good quarterback. I mean, Detroit to me is just Goff's a good quarterback.
Why the Rams get rid of him if you're so good? I can't hear you. What you say?
They wanted Stafford.
Okay, but he's better. So Stafford's better than Goff, then, right?
Stafford.
What you're saying?
Oh, okay. I just want to hear you say it. That's all.
But you just said that the offensive line is better than it was when Stafford was there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So now proof is going to be in the pudding this year.
He's just auditioning this year for the job. They'll probably be drafting a quarterback next year.
If he doesn't do a good job with that line, then that's his problem, or it's just Detroit, in my opinion.
No, it's not Detroit.
Detroit ruins football players. Right? That's
Barry Sanders, Billy Sims.
Look at the guys who left. They all retired early. Look at Megatron. Look at the guys. They've had talent in there. It's not like you can't name some Detroit players that were phenomenal. They just said, "I'm out."
Yeah, but now they have the coach that want. They have a more aggressive coach. I forgot what was it. I think he played tight end. I can't think of the guy's name. But anyway, he's a little bit more aggressive. You see, he's a player coach. So he's motivating these guys to want to perform every week. They were in a bunch of their games. They weren't like they got blown out. They were in the game. They just had a little bad luck every now and then.
Hey, we're talking about Dallas.
Dan Campbell, the head coach.
There you go, Dan Campbell.
If you want to come on,
with Dallas too.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yell out to some of the anybody Dallas Cowboy fans around here. Kind of quiet.
Ugh.
You know I got to start some little Jersey boy status up.
They're gonna mess around, and jump on you
Got
down
some
there.
static in your attic?
You understand that it is open carry in Texas, right?
Yes, it is.
We got Dallas Cowboys is offensive.
This could be considered stand your ground law type area.
Yes, right. I can stand my ground pretty good.
Though. No. We're not talking. You're not talking you, Vic. We're talking them.
I was stationed down there, Fort Hood.
I've been here before. I can handle them all.
Yeah. Okay. No.
It better be a quick draw. And if it is. Guys meant to be, right?
Anyway, moving along.
Yes, keep moving along.
God's gonna take me when he wants to take me. All right, so Detroit. All right, I think Golf got no excuse this year then, right?
Receiving core is kind of.
All right, so you got the offensive line. What's that?
The receiving core is still questionable.
Very questionable.
Yeah.
They're getting there. It's going to take a while, but they're close.
Yep.
Right. The time we got. Okay, so now before we get into, so look, a couple pieces here. I just want to talk about. Let's give John a little bit of time. John, what do you think about the new ownership with the Broncos?
I'm just glad to have owners. The Bolin kids have been fighting.
What did they have before?
We had Pat Bolin, and he died like 4 years ago, and his kids have been doing nothing to move the team forward. They've been doing infighting. There's stability now. They're bringing Peyton in as a consultant full time. I'm feeling
Manning?
Yeah. He lives in Denver now, so where else is he going to go? Elway is still doing something, but he's nothing to do with player personnel. I'm curious to see what he's going to do. He might want to get a new stadium, which is kind of it's weird because Invesco or whatever it's called now, Stoner Stadium at Mile High or whatever. It's only 20 years old. But
funny how it's called Mile High now.
Yeah, right.
It has more significance of Mile High in Colorado.
And plus, there's like 4 dispensaries within 3 blocks. So, yeah.
Did you ever go, John? Did you ever go to like the old stadium back in the day?
Yeah.
I think I drove past it one time. Isn't it like kind of set down? What back in it was like set down in the ground, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, it kind of was. Yeah, because you had the back of the. I want to say, hold on, the west stands, the ones that face the mountain. That was actually built in at the time into the side of a hill.
Yeah, because it was weird. Because I was driving down the road and I looked over and I was like, "Yeah, there goes the Broncos." I was like, I'm looking at it, and it just looked like it was down into the ground.
Yeah, it was. And then when they built the new one, they leveled everything out, so it's a parking lot now. But no, I went there in 97 season or 98 season. It was the year after they won Super Bowl 32. We went out to see him play Jacksonville. It was the last time.
Dude, I'm trying to keep us back to the new owners. Where we at with the
new owners? I want to see. I'm hoping they're going to let the football people run the operation, that we don't have a situation like in Philly or Dallas or even in Las Vegas where the owner gets way too involved in football operations as opposed to just letting the guys play.
Right.
I don't think he's a Walton, this guy.
Yeah,
and they're kind of people. But don't forget the other one they got out there, George Lucas's wife. How was her name? Melody Hobson is also part of the group.
So I just want to make a comment about ownership. So a friend that was here in Dallas, big Dallas fans, so I invited him to come on, subscribe, like I get everybody to subscribe on our podcast. Him and another Dallas fan. Now, is this it? Is this the channel? All right. So they agreed. They actually liked and agreed with what I said. And they said that 9 out of 10 Dallas fans would agree with me, was that Jerry Jones has done a good job putting talent on that field, but has had a problem, right, being that meddlesome owner and not getting a great coach to parlay that talent into a championship team.
Didn't he have Bill Parcells?
Dallas fans.
Parcells was the coach, right? When Parcells won the coach?
Yep.
And Parcells left.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Because it's Jerry Jones.
Imagine
I don't say, you're agreeing to the point.
What was the other guy's name that left too? The other guy that really got all the talent there in the 90s.
Jimmy Johnson.
He left too, right?
Yes.
Why did he leave?
Because Jerry Jones.
Okay. I just wanted to throw that out there. That's all.
I don't get your point. You're agreeing with me then.
He runs away good coaches.
Yep.
Right. So I was just making this statement of, when we were saying about worse owners, right? I know we compare them to Snyder, and you could argue the Snyder piece. I get it. But to me, what's worse? The fact that you actually spend the money, you build a team. Because if Washington wins, they win. Yay, everybody's excited. When Dallas wins, it's like a totally different world. It's like a totally different world. So I look at it as, man, you put all this talent together to not get the trophy. That's to me, that's bad ownership. That's the only difference. I think they're both bad owners. I just think it's worse when you actually, everyone agrees you got all this talent and you're ruining it.
And the only
he's going to die before he wins another championship.
That's bad karma.
I don't wish that on him, but he's old. I mean, he's late.
The only coach with any longevity there was
Jarrett.
No,
Jarrett.
He was there 10 years.
Yeah, him. Yeah. And that's only because he never got in Jerry's way. He never argued with Jerry. And then he finally, Jerry thinks that he has a team around him and, doesn't win. So he finally let him go and got McCarthy, who.
Well, the thing is, they also put up numbers. I mean, they always put up offensive numbers.
What is the ultimate goal? To win the Super Bowl, right?
Super Bowl, exactly. I'm just saying that's what I think. That's why I didn't get rid of Garrett.
They haven't won one. Been close since 95, 94 or whatever.
Since VHS.
VHS did. Actually, well, yeah, right. It's not beta. Not quite beta.
There's no better way to explain this to anybody that listens. One, the people who don't know who VHS is, that's how long, man. Yep. Two, we laugh because we don't have any more VHSs. Okay. So why even give a year? VHS.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
And then they've been one and done for 11, 12 years. One and done. So whether they make the playoffs or they make it the wild card, I don't care what manner they make the playoffs, one and done for over 11 years.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So,
yep.
You
make the playoffs,
keep going and going and going. You can't say that about Philly, regardless if Philly's won the conference as much as that. Philly's won the Super Bowl.
Yep. In the age of the
Giants,
Blu-ray.
That's one Super Bowl. It was like about a year ago, but when they win the championship, the conferences they make it a Super Bowl, right? So that's a problem. I don't get it. So anyhow, that was my issue. I just wanted to bring that up. That was it. And then I want to get one more piece that we haven't talked about. No, yeah. Is Byron. Let's get a little bit into the what I exactly said, and then you decided to send me an article on it. And didn't want to have any color. Don't want to call you out on it.
That's what he said.
Okay.
I
told you. I said it. I don't know if John was on the show or not. I am telling you.
You said what?
Brady had some input in the fact that he came back and had something to do with Arians going out.
And what did Arians say?
And then you sent me an article. And you disagreed against it. You told me I was wrong. There's wrong. No way. You told me how much he wanted to build a team for a person of color. You said all of that stuff.
What did he say? What did Bruce Arians say?
Any credence, didn't give any.
He's frozen.
He's frozen again.
That Brady would come back and Arians. I'm not frozen.
What
okay? So now I'm gonna let you go.
What did Brady say? This is what Arians said. He said he came back. He would have came back if what? I'm listening. Go ahead. Arian said, what did he say, man? Come on. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your interpretation. Come on.
No, I already said my piece. I told you, and you haven't agreed with mine.
No, because that's what Arian said that he wanted to leave Todd Bowles in a good position. By Brady coming back, he's in a good position with a winning quarterback. He didn't want to leave him with some crappy quarterback, with basically he was saying with the ones that wanted to on the roster. That's what he did.
That's not what that article said. That article said he didn't want. He said he didn't want to leave him with having to deal with now a superstar quarterback.
No, he didn't say that. No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay. He also said he left because of Brady.
No, he didn't say because of Brady.
What did he say?
He didn't say that, man. Come on, read the article, man. See, that's where you don't read stuff. You're doing it again.
The only reason I'm bringing it up is because that's the article said. The bright.
That's why I said your article, so you would read it. I even put on there, read it.
I read it. I am just telling you right now, Brady had it. Where is it? Send it to me again. Go ahead, John. John, do you think that Brady had anything to do with Arians leaving after it was publicly announced that Brady, the relationship started getting sour when Brady and Leftwich, so it wasn't just Brady. His issue it was in a Brady thing. It was Brady with his offensive coordinator that we all agree deserves a head coaching job somewhere, okay, would work the crap out of the game plan, okay, because Bruce Arians was icing his Achilles and then come and red blind a lot of it.
I told you before, he's the head coach and he can do whatever he wanted.
The reason I am just giving John the flavor.
No, I was on the show.
That's what pissed him off.
I was on the show that night that this all went down, and my stance has not changed. I am of the opinion that Brady. First of all, he's a selfish man, but that's one thing. All right,
you're a freak.
All right. His wife, he's still living off his wife's money. Byron, number two. Okay.
Number two.
And number three, I think that I agree that Arians, if he wanted to leave Todd Bowles a good situation, that's what he did. So I don't think that Brady had anything to do with icing out Arians. I think he was going to go anyway.
He's 70 years old.
Yeah. I mean, that's like asking, I don't know. I can't think of any old people all of a sudden. Asking Bruce Springsteen to go out and do gymnastics.
Here's the quote. I probably would still be coaching if Tom Brady hadn't come out of retirement. Okay, what am I missing? Bruce Arians quote.
Yeah, and he said it.
So how does that go with, let me leave this guy with a freaking Hall of Fame quarterback?
Yeah, keep reading it though. What do you think he said? See, you only read one line and that was it. You did it.
I'm trying to do the show and read the line. You can't even remember what you sent me.
I know what I said. Then I know what I said.
All you did was send it. Did you read it?
Yeah, of course I read.
And by the way, would you say Brady's selfish? You're crazy. So what's wrong with you, John? Selfish of what? Selfish in the fact that he goes back in a game when he doesn't need to do to get his guy $1 million. Selfish in a game when he throws a to unfortunately AB to get him his money. Unfortunate to be able to get all his players knowing their contracts and their supplemental money and making sure they get their money. That's selfish. Oh, wait a second. Before he met his wife, I'm giving you mine. I'm not telling you right or wrong. It's mine. Before he met his wife, he still took pay cuts.
Yeah.
Okay. So where's the selfish? I don't see the selfishness on the guy who knows exactly his guys. He knows his guys to get them paid.
What I'm saying is he thinks he's selfish about the game. He wants to be, because he was not picked until the 75th round. Okay, back in the day, he has had a chip on his shoulder his entire career. Yeah,
23 years,
whatever it is. Yeah. Now, there's a certain point in time where you've won everything, you've done everything. Let the new guys come up and win. Let Josh Allen, let Patrick Mahomes, let those guys in. And Josh Barrett. No, there's tradition in this game. I'm
Let
sorry.
it go.
Nah, man, you guys are full of crap. You know, there's no way. There's not a star player in the world. Come on, Byron. You know that. There's there is no. That's like tanking the game. When we had that conversation with Santiago, like, you think these guys are purposely tanking the game? But there is no way that there's a superstar that ever wants to walk away from the game, ever. Okay, that's why I give way more credit to the Barry Sanders, to the Megatrons, to those kind of guys. But it is impossible. Montana left. Okay, he went to another team. Michael Jordan went to the Bobcats. He looked terrible. Okay, terrible.
And hold on a second.
And so none of those guys left, huh?
Was Montana the same quarterback that he was in KC?
To the AFC Championship.
Did he win?
No, man. Here it is right here. Arian told the Tampa Bay Times he would probably have returned for another season if Brady had not returned. That's all, because he didn't want to leave Bowles, the Buccaneers' longtime defensive coordinator, and the team in a bad situation. I was going the other way. I was thinking he was going to play. I was thinking about who he was going to get, who to trade, draft anybody. It was obvious to me he was fine with the two other guys that were on the roster. And had Tom not come back, I probably would still be coaching. I couldn't give Todd that situation.
All right. Beautiful.
He said.
And thank you. That's good. I made you read it.
The first time.
But okay. And I can appreciate that. I still think that
you're a Tampa Bay fan, man. We don't take away your Giants colors, man. Oh my God.
We need to rename this to Jersey Boy Tampa.
And that's what it should be. Tampa Bay Boys.
That I think that Todd Bowles. I think Todd Bowles is in a better position with Brady coming back. Arians not there, and
Did you say that?
And Brady. Stop. Brady, Leftwich and Brady being able.
Leftwich, man. I keep telling you, Leftwich. Leftwich. You're brutalizing the guy's name. Leftwich.
Sorry, Leftwich. Okay, Leftwich. So that's that. And then as it comes to a star, you cannot tell me any of these players willingly want to walk away from the game. The guy went. What was he? 13-4 last year.
Derek Jeter did it. He walked away from the game.
Yeah, he walked away from the game.
After how many years?
What do you got? What?
Huh? Yeah, but baseball.
Mariano Rivera. Mariano.
That's a totally different thing. Totally.
They still walked away from the game, though.
Mariano had to retire. Was done.
How
many years? How many years he played? Played almost the same amount of years. And look at and Mariano Rivera. Think about the position he's in. He's a one-inning pitcher, maybe two. Come on.
Well, put it this way. We're gonna finish it up like this. I'm gonna throw this at you.
Number two, Derek Jeter retired. And I love Derek Jeter.
Go get him, Byron.
We're gonna finish it up like this. Here, check this out. If Tom Brady was playing during the time when Lawrence Taylor was playing, he would not have played 23 years. Period.
No doubt. There is no.
But the rules they had back then, which they didn't have any, he would not have lasted this long.
But because it's changed, right? He is. And the argument isn't a matter of when the era, why he's playing. My argument is John's statement is that he's selfish, that he should retire. Yeah. And my statement is, why should he when he's still playing really good football?
We'll see.
He's not playing shitty football. The guy was 14-3.
They don't touch him.
He's coming back to an offensive line. And he's coming back to an offensive line that you ranked 5. He's coming back to a defensive line that you ranked 4. Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't get around the receivers, tight end. Gronk hasn't resigned. God was coming back from injury.
OTAs.
Who? He hasn't resigned yet. He hasn't even signed.
Okay. All right. You want to make a bet? Gronk signs, and I'll bet you $50, and we'll donate it to the Garrison East Foundation. If he doesn't sign, I'll send $50. If he signs, you send $50.
Nice.
What?
Yeah. That's a sucker's bet, man. Sucker's bet, man.
Okay, wait a second. How is it a sucker's bet if you're that confident?
Because, dude, let's see.
He's gonna sign. He doesn't want to go through OTAs.
Okay,
He doesn't
well,
want to do anything.
why would I bet you? Why would I bet you if I know you know he's gonna come later? Get out of here.
Yeah.
But you're saying he hasn't signed. I'm just making the point.
Yeah, well, he hasn't signed right now. Voluntary.
Do you think he's gonna sign?
Do I think he's gonna sign eventually? Yeah. He might wait till the first game of the season.
Is
he
that
might go
a yes or no?
game.
Is that a yes or no?
What? He's gonna sign eventually. Eventually.
Is that a yes?
It's eventually.
Is he going to sign?
Eventually.
Oh man. What, John? What is it you still can't get the fact that no superstar athlete wants to leave the game?
No, but there's a certain point where it's the right thing to do.
There's no right thing to do.
Oh God, here we go.
I don't know if I don't know if it's whether it's the right thing to do.
Elway could have played 2 more years. Elway could have played 2 more years. Didn't. He won that last one.
Crazy Elway could play 2 more years.
He could have played. He could have played 2 more years.
No way. Have you ever seen that guy in person?
Dude, I'm not talking
Have
now.
I'm talking
in 98 and 99.
I don't care.
Could have played 2 more years.
He was beat up. He was playing in the era of Lawrence Taylor. He was beat up. I will guarantee that quarterbacks are going to play longer and longer because of Brady.
Well,
they don't get touched.
And because of the league.
Yeah. Well, no, when Brady was with the Patriots and never used to come to Denver, he got touched quite a bit. You know, that guy 58.
But Elway got hurt. I mean, bro, I've met Elway in person.
He's a broken old man. I get that, dude.
His knees are shot, man. I feel bad for him. I mean, my knees are shot. I can't imagine his. I mean, it's just different.
I'm just saying, at the time, he could have played another 1-2 years, but he didn't.
I think selfishness, to me, at least for me, and this is not about right or wrong, it's how you feel. I just think selfish for me is when you're playing and you're not good enough at that. You're not playing at a level that you're good enough to be playing and someone else is better than you. That to me is being selfish.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
Brady's still playing good enough football. In my opinion, Brady's playing good enough football. If he wants to continue to play and he's got a team around him, he should play. If I was Joe Burrow and they continue to get me sacked 50, 60 times, I would retire at 26.
Which he probably will.
Look at your boy. Look at Drew Luck. Why did he retire? He got tired. He got beat up.
No, Andrew Luck.
29.
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck.
Not Drew Luck.
Andrew Luck. He's done. Okay, Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck because I'm not going to get beat up. You know, you say all you want about Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams, same thing. And the Dolphins ran him 49 times.
Well, the Dolphins didn't have anything.
Bro, Ricky Williams rather do other things. That's why his career.
Yeah, I understand that, bro.
That drug test thing was kind of.
He just, but he did things on his body. Those guys I give credit to, right? But I'm not going to say, the guy who shouldn't have retired, should have retired. Jordan should have retired. Okay. There's probably other players I can't think of at this really moment, the second right now, but I'm just saying those guys retire. I don't see Brady having any reason to retire if his family, if he's got everybody behind him and he's still playing at the level that he's playing.
I think he actually sat down and had a conversation with his wife and he said, I can't be around this lady.
Probably. We're going to change the name. The Jersey Bay Boys. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Stop, man.
The Jersey Bay Boys.
This is about whether a player, the difference between a player should retiring and not retiring, according to John, giving other players a chance. And I can't imagine ever in any sport that I've seen, star players and everyone, the hardest thing they have is when they have to walk away from the game. There are players that don't have a choice to walk away from the games, right?
Dude, so he's gonna leave the NFL.
I had an interest in a letter from a couple teams, and people go, "Oh, why didn't you go?" It wasn't like I had a choice, right? They didn't pick me, okay? So when other players could go and play for a few years, and then things happen. But when you're a star and you keep playing, you're able to play. I can't imagine, and you have the choice to whether to retire or not. That has got to be the hardest thing to do.
He's got a $325 million contract waiting for him the second he steps off the football field. What? Most people ain't gonna make that. Well, most people, their whole life. He's walking out. He's walking out making what? He's probably what, 300 million maybe.
That has
over
nothing to do with the point of being selfish to give someone else another chance. I don't understand that. That's it, John. That was your point, right?
It is my point. It's still my point, and you're making my point for me. Okay, you're talking about, he can still do it. He can still do it. But you know what? There's other guys that want to come up and they want to play too. And we don't know if Joe Burrows would have gone to Tampa Bay, say, okay?
Who?
If Joe Burrows would have wound up in Tampa Bay by some twist of the universe, okay?
Yeah.
He would have got drafted. We don't know that he wouldn't be doing the same thing with Tampa. I understand why Brady left New England. I do, but because he wanted to make the money he was finally thought he deserved to make, because he'd been taking pay cuts for Belichick. Now, granted, I'm not saying he wasn't getting back money, because I'm pretty sure that the Gillette family was giving a little bit here and there, the Crafts, whatever their names are, giving a little bit on the back end, but that wasn't in the contract. But dude, I'm just saying, there comes a time when, I'm sick of talking about Tom Brady all the time. I'm sick of hearing about Tom Brady all the time. I've been, you've won all these Super Bowls. Great. Go enjoy your freaking life, man. Be like Byron, retire,
Sit home and chill.
Yeah, exactly. Or find a new hobby. Oh, wait, you can be a sportscaster.
I got you.
Times what you're making now.
$325 million.
I think that has nothing to do with the point.
But I know you got the 12 jersey hanging up in your closet.
But it's not even about Brady, though. You're not listening to my what part are you missing? Okay, the part that I'm telling you is there's no star player that will tell you it was easy to walk.
No, I'm not saying it is either. Because, but then you have like the Jordans, you have the Montanas who did not do it when they should have done it.
Right,
and
Brady's not one of them.
He probably will be in the next year or so, dude.
Okay, then he's going to walk away. Then you have all the argument you want.
He's not, because he's going to be too vain to walk away now. He could have retired.
He's not going to play more than two. You think he's going to play more than 2 years?
Retired as the greatest quarterback of all time, and he probably will be. Probably still will be. I'm not saying.
Whenever he retires, he'll retire as the greatest quarterback.
Yeah, but if he retires and he plays like 2 or 3 bad years where he looks foolish and makes the team look foolish, that's going to have an impact on the way people see him.
It's going to an impact in your point that was stupid that he stayed longer, and I'll agree.
Okay.
But it didn't hurt Montana.
I think it did.
Longer? He almost got killed with Kansas City.
Yeah.
But he didn't hurt his legacy.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
How?
He hung around too long.
Yep.
Okay, but what in his legacy that it hurt? He's still considered one of the best.
But he's still, what do people remember him for? It all broke up in Kansas City.
I guess, but they also remember the fact that he took another team to the championship.
And he lost.
But that was back then, that Kansas City, you got to agree that Kansas City.
He had Christian Okoye back then. He had Duron Cherry. He had all those guys.
Those guys. Who was the coach that constantly lose? What was his name? Who was the coach?
It was Marty Schottenheimer.
Schottenheimer was to take him as far as he can. He couldn't take him further. He's done it with
Marty Schottenheimer.
Los Angeles. He said Schottenheimer couldn't get it past it.
Schottenheimer got Cleveland to the AFC Championship twice.
Yeah,
and what happened?
Exactly.
And he should get the Hall of Fame still as a coach.
Yeah.
He is, but he couldn't get him past that part. So anyhow, I'm just agreed. I just
Jersey Bay
nothing
boys.
to do with Brady. At the end of the day, I can't imagine a guy who's playing really good that he should. If it was under your conditions, Tiger Woods should have never came back either. And Tiger Woods has come back, and he's done well, and then he's done bad, and then he's done well. So look, I can't imagine.
No golfer should come back anyway. Is what I'm saying. But go on, let's move on.
So let's move on to that point. I think y'all are crazy. He's just pissed that he still could play.
Jersey Bay Boys, hot dog.
Jersey Bay Boys, yep.
Oh, stop.
He's got his Lightning jersey in the closet too, Byron.
Okay, Byron, what's up with your Celtics, bro?
Who?
You.
Me? A lot of turnovers, man. Not good. And what is Tatum? He's not ready to take that next step. So we'll see. If you can finish gloating and everything, I can go watch it and go see what's going to happen tonight.
Hey, Byron, what happened last night, by the way?
I got it in front of me.
With what?
You said that some team was going to sweep another team in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, I did say that too.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I always go the opposite of people. Just if you notice that, whatever you like, I go the other side.
I tell you what, though,
he does. He does
that game last. Let's talk hockey for a real quick second here, if we can. All right.
You're on the show. We talk hockey. I'm not a big hockey guy, but we're good.
Colorado gets out to that hot.
We got to finish with the Celtics and the Warriors, though.
We will. And I always find it funny that when Colorado gets into a tie game, it's usually over within a minute of overtime. And once again, that happened again last night because Tampa, they're great. Both teams are great defensive teams, but Colorado has that speed on the ice that really no other team can really match. And that's what won it. So we'll see what happens game 2 through game 4. And, we'll go from there, Byron.
The Lightning in 6.
Okay. Anyway, let's talk about them Celtics.
Hey, I want to just shout out to my fraternity brother, Greg Bonafonte. He says, this is your frat brother too, John.
Yep. He froze again.
First of all, he goes, Brian. And then he says, Vic is right. Only if the team has a younger guy that is ready to step up. Otherwise, game on. Let him keep playing. I'm just saying.
I respect you, brother, but
the fans have spoken.
All
right. Tampa Bay. Okay. Tampa Bay. Golden State and Celtics.
It's on his mind.
Let's talk about this.
Always.
So, number one, Curry. Look, Tatum is he's a bona fide superstar. He just hasn't yet put it together. That kid's only like 23, Byron, and that's a good team. That's a good young team, other than Horford.
Yeah, but if he didn't have 9,000 turnovers, they probably would have already finished the series out already.
That's true, but the Warriors are known for turnover too. So they're.
I like this one guy by himself.
No, okay. So that's number one. Number two, the Warriors, my biggest thing, everyone was on Draymond, and I'm glad Draymond did his piece. My biggest piece was making sure that Wiggins and Poole played like they played during the regular season. And sure enough, once those guys did, that made a difference. Happened to Draymond started doing some stuff. But I was also, the commentators were making similar comments that I had made regarding that. The only thing I don't like about Draymond, not only does he have to make some impact, but he's got to stop the nonsense. It's distracting to the team when he's getting those technicals and doing all that stuff. Just play the game. You know what I mean? And Curry is a bona fide superstar. And for them to win, Curry only shooting like he shot the other day, man, that team, and Clay's still not on fire. That's a great team. That's a great coach. I like what Kerr did. He kept Draymond out. Give Draymond some respect, even though I'm dogging him on the part of being distracted the team. Draymond came out. Here's an example of, again, a star not wanting to come out. The same thing with retiring. Draymond made the comment. Why would I want to come out? Of course I don't want to be sat during the playoffs. Yes, I was mad. But then he also said, but you know what? That's the coach's decision. And I got to respect what the coach said. So you got to give him nothing but credit. I'm sorry?
Celtics in 7.
Said last time. They're not going to be Golden State twice. So, John, I don't know if you're watching the basketball.
No.
I know you're more hockey.
It's hockey season.
Yeah, it's hockey season. No. So the basketball game's going on. John, I really appreciate you joining our show, entertaining in our argument of disagreement. Thanks, Greg, for believing in your brother. Byron, go
Jersey Bay Boys.
Go to Tulsa and good luck on your Eagle team. Because I'm sorry, isn't he wearing green, John?
It looks great.
It's great. It's great.
Oh,
The
it's
lighting,
red?
though, it makes it
It's gray, like my hair,
The
gray.
lighting does look green, though.
It
huh?
does look green.
Uh,
Yeah.
no, it's
on
gray.
the screen.
No green here.
All righty. So, all right. Well, we'll shout out to everybody again. My
Uncle Eric.
Vic Jane family, Uncle Eric. Thank you very much.
Uncle Eric.
Podcast us. Okay, Eric, you got to send in some comments, man. I want to know what you think about Star retiring. But and by the way, next week we are definitely coming back with some Deion Sanders stats.
Oh, gee.
You better bring your stuff. I am bringing it.
I'm going to bring all kinds of
bringing it to the Heat.
Interesting.
They
Byron,
didn't do film.
since you
They didn't do
retired, you got the time to
documentary
look
on him
up
for no reason.
Champ and all those
So
guys.
get ready.
I got plenty of time.
All right. Yeah.
Golden State. So you guys got
My email is on the chat, so just shoot it to me too. All right. So, all right. Thank
Got
you.
You guys better get your stuff. All right, John. Thanks for joining us. Byron,
No problem,
as always. God bless, and let's watch the game. Go Golden State. Golden State's down by 12 right
Go
now.
Celtics.
Yeah, that's all
Go
right.
Lightning.
Down by 12, but it'll by
We the Tampa Bay boys
boom.
now, huh?
And now they're down. Now they're down by.
Might as well.
Now they're only down by 9. All right, guys. Good night. God bless. Stay
Take
safe,
care, guys.
and we'll talk soon.